Have you ever been scrolling online and stumbled upon a product that out of nowhere seems like the exact solution you've been looking for? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on how that happens. We're going to deconstruct the marketing for a health supplement called Pineal Pure. We'll use its own sales page to see, step by step, the persuasive techniques used to build a powerful promise and earn your trust. Okay, so every effective sales pitch starts with a great hook. And this one is a classic, like nothing you've ever tried before. Right away, that line grabs you. It creates this instant sense of curiosity, It suggests there's some secret, some breakthrough, and it makes you ask, okay, what makes this stuff so special? It's a really simple but super effective way to get you to stop and pay attention. So once they've hooked you, they introduce the core promise, and it's all framed around a closely guarded formula. That kind of language just adds this layer of mystique and exclusivity, doesn't it? It makes you feel like you're being let in on a secret. They're setting up a common problem, wanting better memory, and positioning their product as the one-of-a-kind answer. And here's that answer stated right up front. This is the big promise. But I want you to notice the really careful wording here. Help, support, and may contribute. It sounds amazing, for sure, but the language is also just vague enough to suggest these incredible benefits without making a direct, ironclad medical guarantee. It's a very fine line to walk.
All right, so you've made a huge promise. Now you've got to show some receipts, right? The very next question anyone would have is, okay, so how does it work? What's in it? This next part is all about breaking down the ingredients, which they present as the very source of the product's power.
So the website gives us this list of 9 powerful natural ingredients. You've got some familiar names in there like Ginkgo Biloba, and then some more exotic-sounding ones like tamarind and moringa. For someone looking at this, seeing such a long, complex list of natural stuff can really create this feeling of quality and potency. It's a way to build credibility just through the sheer number and nature of the ingredients. And to build on that trust even more, you get hit with these attributes. Words like natural, non-GMO, and no stimulants are huge buzzwords today. They appeal directly to people who are health conscious. They basically act like little trust badges, quickly reassuring you that what you're looking at is pure and safe. Okay, so the problem's been defined, the solution has been presented, and all the trust signals are flashing green. Now we get to the most critical part, actually making the sale. So let's look at how they price this thing and the clever tactics they use to get you to click that buy button. This right here is a classic tiered pricing strategy, and it is incredibly effective. Look at this. One bottle is $59. But hey, if you buy 3, the price per bottle drops to $49. And if you go for the big 6-bottle package, it plummets to just $39 a bottle. This whole structure is designed to push you towards the larger purchase, making that best value option look like a no-brainer. It feels like the smartest financial choice. And then you see this, a single powerful number, 97%. By itself, it doesn't mean anything, right? But in the world of marketing, a high number like this is a golden ticket for establishing what we call social proof. It taps right into our human instinct to follow the crowd because, there's safety in numbers. And here's where they put that number to work. The site claims that almost everyone, a huge majority of customers, chooses the most expensive option. This is such a powerful statement. It suggests that buying the 6-bottle package isn't just a good deal, it's the normal, popular, and correct thing to do. It creates this subtle, unspoken pressure to do what everyone else is apparently doing. But what if you're still not sold? What if you're worried about the cost? Or whether it'll even work? Well, to smash through any of that last-minute hesitation, the marketing team unleashes its secret weapon, a money-back guarantee that sounds almost too good to be true. 365. That's how many days you get. A full year. Think about that. Offering such a ridiculously long guarantee is a massive power move. It's designed to make the purchase feel completely and utterly risk-free. It projects this incredible confidence that the product really, really works. And the language they use is just as strong. They don't just say money-back guarantee. They say ironclad, 100%. And my favorite, every single cent. This is absolute no wiggle room language. It's all designed to completely vaporize any financial risk from your mind, making it so much easier to go ahead and make the purchase. So you dig into the details in the FAQ, and the terms look super simple. If it doesn't work for you, just send back what you haven't used, and you get a full refund, no questions asked. For any customer who is still on the fence, a simple, strong promise like that can be the final little nudge they need to go for it.
Okay, so we've seen the hook, the secret formula, the pricing game, and that killer guarantee. The whole package looks incredibly compelling, right? But the story isn't over. Not until we do what most people don't. Scroll all the way to the very bottom of the page and actually read the fine print.
First, let's just quickly remind ourselves of that big, confident claim from the main marketing copy. Remember this? A direct statement about the product's power. Okay, I want you to hold that thought in your head as we look at what the fine print has to say.
And here we go. This is the first bit of fine print. In the United States, this is a legally required disclaimer for supplements. And what it's telling you is that all those powerful, persuasive claims we just saw have not been scientifically checked or verified by the FDA, which is the main government body that regulates health products. And then comes this next disclaimer, which creates an even bigger contrast. Remember the promise to support brain health? Well, this legal statement makes it crystal clear that the product is not meant to treat, cure, or prevent any disease. And right there, you see this huge gap open up between the language of marketing and the reality of regulation. Now, this, to me, is the most crucial part. After spending all that time and energy presenting itself as the ultimate authority, the website, way down at the bottom, actually advises you to be cautious. It literally tells you to talk to your doctor and to do your own research. In the end, it shifts all the responsibility for checking the facts right back onto your shoulders. And this really brings us to the heart of the matter. When you boil it all down, you're left with these two conflicting messages on the very same webpage. On one side, you have the bold, exciting, emotionally appealing marketing promise, and on the other, you have the quiet, cautious, legally required disclaimer. Seeing them side by side like this just makes the contrast so stark. So this whole breakdown leaves us with a really important question. And it applies to pretty much everything we see marketed to us. We live in a world of bold promises and tiny fine print. The real question is, which one do you listen to? Which information carries more weight in your mind? And how does that ultimately shape the decisions you make every single day? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks for tuning into this explainer.